They're being programmed to destroy themselves. You understand? To destroy not only themselves, self and kind, but each other. Right? And like I said, uh, 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 this is always been a plan for them to destroy themselves and whatnot. Because what better way to get a people to bring themselves down than to use them to do it? And black people don't even realize that they are destroying themselves. They're destroying themselves by genetic genocide. They're destroying themselves by verbal genocide, mental genocide, and everything and above. When you are sending your children, when you are sending your children into the schools of the so-called white man, when you are sending your children into the schools of the so-called white man, you are basically setting them up to be destroyed. When you don't take an active focus in educating your own children, when you're looking for people to feed you, clothe you, give you shelter and all these things, you are actively engaging in your own self-destruction. You are actively engaging in it in some way, shape, or form. When the people refuse to do anything for themselves, actively do anything for themselves, then they are destroying themselves over time. When you become dependent upon people, when you allow people to identify you, when you allow people to control your image, you are basically being programmed to destroy yourself. Because naturally, when people are in the world, they take hold of their image, right? When people are in the world and they take hold of their image, and they, you going out into the world and you doing things, naturally you are trying to make a mark for yourself and make a mark for your people. You are supposed to be interested in the survival of yourself and kind, your people. This is what you're supposed to be doing. This is supposed to be your focus. All right? This is supposed to be your focus. This is supposed to be the thing that you go out into the world and do. All right? You're always supposed to go out into the world as a group of people looking to establish things for yourself, be it education-wise, community-wise, family structure, everything. You look at all these different groups in society today, the Jews, the Arabs, and all these other people. They don't go out into the world looking for assistance from another group of people. Black people are the only ones who go out in the world seeking assistance from other people. They're the only ones that do this. They are the only ones that go out into the world and seek assistance from other people. They depend on others, the so-called white man, to feed them, clothe them, educate them, and everything. Not make their movies for them, record their music for them, and everything. So whenever you see a so-called black person doing something for themselves, you got other black people scratching their head and they look at it in amazement when this is supposed to be a natural thing. Independence, of oneself is supposed to be a natural thing. It's not supposed to be a thing where, it's not really, where people are scratching their head and they wondering like, oh, you went out here and did it on your own. That's supposed to be natural. Who do the so-called Jews depend on when they want to start corporations and businesses? Who do they go to? Who do the so-called Arabs go to when they want to open up stores? Who do they go to? So again, black people have been set up and programmed to destroy themselves over time. Black people have been set up and programmed to destroy themselves over time. Okay? This is what it is. This is what we're seeing here. Okay? This is what it is, and this is what we're seeing here. And, because we are being set up to destroy ourselves over time, because we are basically been brought into alignment of destruction, over time. This is what we have started down the path of genocide. Black people have started down the path of genocide. No other people allow others to program their music, control their images, or nothing. You got the so-called East Indians who have they make their own movies. They got in India a place called Bollywood where they make their own movies. They control their own image. Right? They control the way the world sees them. Black people still have this mindset that somebody owes them something. And when you allow the people, the very people who do not have your best interest at heart, who want to destroy you, who despise you, when you allow them to plot out your future, to plan out your future, you're basically being programmed to destroy yourself over time. Because again, as I said before, the only real living people are independent people. The only real and living people are independent people. You should not be seeking help from anyone. Self-preservation, first law of nature. Exactly, self-preservation, first law of nature. And black people have not been obeying and following that law and that law of nature. They have not. That is the first law that black people have broken. That is the first law they have broken. Okay? First law they have broken. They have allowed everything to get out of hand. All right? They have allowed everything to come out of place. And because of that, this is what we're seeing today. This is what we're seeing today out of all of that. All right?